According to a new audit obtained by FOAC 14, the city is not following its own policies when it comes to paying companies that have not met certain obligations. FOAC 14 News at 9's Julia Spencer live in the studio tonight to break down the findings of that audit. Julia.
Well, there's 18 pages to this audit that reveals 3 key findings, including how the city's economic development department violated its own policies. And that's when dealing with certain businesses. So I went to the city to get those answers.
Really, the big takeaway for us is just making sure that we're very, very tight and very consistent internally with the way that we process all of our incentive agreements from execution to closeout.
An audit was done on the city's economic development department, detailing 5 issues within the department and the way they handle business agreements. One of the findings include the lack of financial documentation from these businesses.
And why wasn't some of that documentation provided?
So it just could be what the auditors polled. It could be, staff turnover, emails not available, or that things were done in meetings or off the record.
The audit also reveals the department hasn't been providing City Council with an accurate number of the amount of taxpayer money that is being paid in incentives. In 2023, City Council was told about $5 million was paid in incentives, when in reality, $1 million was left out, totaling $6.5 million.
Why wasn't that full amount reported?
Typically when we're reporting that, we are talking about rebates because those are payments actually made out from the city to a separate entity. We have those reports, they just weren't typically included in our rebate payments.
Lastly, the audit shows 2 business agreements did not include a recapture clause in their contract. A recapture clause is the return of money when an agreement wasn't followed through. As of January of this year, $1.3 million was not returned even when certain projects didn't go through.
There are cases where we've paid out, but maybe didn't, once the agreement was terminated or defaulted, we didn't go after the money that we had paid out. We chose not to go after that money.
Now, Brasgalo mentioned that she has 6 to 9 months to improve the economic department's policy. Now, this audit was also requested by the city's Financial Oversight and Audit Committee. And I did reach out to the members of that committee to see why they made that request exactly. Once I have the response, I'll be sure to update you. I'm live in the studio tonight. Julia Spencer, FOAC 14 News at 9.